Greetings, commanders, and welcome on in to Supercruise News episode 49. I'm pretty sure we're one away from the big 5-0. Welcome on in, everybody. I'm Zach, one of the community managers here on Elite Dangerous at Frontier. I see a lot of you in the chat who I'll shout out very quickly. We've got Osric, hello. We've got Bunny Claw, hello. Tiago, hello. Giuseppe, hello. Millstone Barn, hello. 0707 Sophia. I could read on and on forever. People saying Zach is alone. Actually, well, technically for some part of the stream I will be, but we've actually got a dev guest with us who I'm going to introduce very shortly, which is exciting. But I'm just going to quickly say a few more hellos. We've got Shermanator, hello 07, Kalalen 07, Sergeant Tank 07. Osric says, what have we got planned for your 50th? Who knows, Osric? We'll see. Oh no, solo Zach. Is that a bad thing, Viking? I mean, I can just stop the stream if that is the case. I have got some goodies for you today, but if me being alone is a problem, Viking, I'll just stop the stream. Hello, Facinio. Drava 0707. Okay, so welcome on in, everybody. Like I said, this is Supercruise News episode 49. And what we like to do on Supercruise News is go over things that are happening in the world of Elite Dangerous, whether that is things that are happening in-game, or things that you yourselves are doing as part of the community. So today, the plan of attack is to talk a little bit first with our guest, and then we're going to go over some of the things that are coming in Update 8. So it's not going to be huge, but there's some sneak peeks for you. So yeah, look forward to that. But first things first, I do want to introduce our lovely guest who has joined us today. It is Mr. Let me switch my screen. It is Mr. Dominic Corner. 1 second. And there we go. We are now live with Dom. How are you doing, Dom?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm looking forward to this stream. I've actually been planning this stream for, it feels like an eternity, but it's actually been probably realistically around 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm happy it's here. I'm happy to have you on. I'm happy to have a chat. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm happy to be here. It's been a long time since I've been on stream. It's just...
So
yeah.
When was it? Can you remember when it was? Like how long ago? Because obviously it was before my time, I assume. So.
Oh gosh, I don't know. It was before this current unpleasant list meant that we all had to go home.
Yeah. So at least 2 years, I'm assuming at this point, maybe a year and a half ish.
Yeah, I'm not sure at all, but yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are happy to see you. People saying they can see your badges behind you, Dom, on your Frontier bag that you've got.
Can indeed. That's my bag, which goes everywhere with me, with lots of badges from the community and badges from work. It's
nice. Yeah, I have a similar bag, but I think I have almost 95% less badges than you do on there at the minute. I've got a long way to catch up.
Well, there's a lot of free space still.
That's true. You could fill up some more.
Add some more.
Right. So, chat is very happy to see you, Dom. What we'll do, for people who don't know you, who are new, could you please, I guess, give us a very quick rundown of, I guess, your history of Elite? When did you start on the project? What is your job title?
So if we start with job title, I'm a principal programmer, and I'm also the gameplay programming lead on Elite Dangerous. Started working on Elite in 2015. Working on at that point basically behalf of the new mission system team, so missions 2.0, which came out in the Power Play update, which was 1.3. And mostly been sticking with missions since then. So I took ownership of the mission system, brought it up through, doing wing missions, doing in-space missions, doing all of the bits which have been added on until we come to Odyssey, and we've now got on-foot missions and mission givers and all that fun stuff, including new things for Update 8, which
indeed
should be cool.
Indeed. So you are the lead in terms of missions, but I know that at least I've been speaking to Daniel as well, who's been working with you on missions, right? So is that the mission team? Have you got more people involved?
So the mission team, sort of the main mission team, consists of we've got design and we've got design side, and we've got me and Mike mostly for the code side.
Right.
Sorry,
saying,
it's really weird watching me on stream at the same time as doing this, so I'm going to close that down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because there's like 30 seconds lag.
That's fine. Yeah, chat. Don't worry. Remember, we're working from home, so if we have any internet connections, which we're likely to do, it'll sort itself out as it always does. I'm gonna repeat who that was because we probably got half of them, Dom. I think we got the latter half of who the team was.
So we got Dan. We got Dan on the missions design team, who's fitting together all the bits and pieces for the missions templates, and then it's me and Mike on the missions code side.
Yeah.
Which are basically making the sort of bits which we can bolt together. So variable generators and mission progression elements, sort of things which listen out for stuff happening in the world and tell missions to progress and move on.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess on that front, or chat, I should say, if you have any questions for Dom, feel free to put them in the chat, and if Dom sees something that he wants to answer, he will do. But I guess on that front, Dom, should we talk about? I'm conscious we've got about 20 minutes of time, so I want to use this time efficiently. Should we talk about, I guess, the process behind adding a new mission to the game? You know, you've said who it involves. Where do we even begin with that? Is that something that Daniel sort of concepts and then it gets passed on to you, or am I completely off the mark with this?
So generally speaking, the sort of process for adding a new mission would be design. So Dan decides what he wants the mission to be, which would probably be a conversation with our narrative team as well, for sort of fleshing out reasons why we're doing this, and that's that sort of stuff.
Oh, bear with us, chat. We're going for another internet spike. Hang on.
I do wish I knew what was wrong with my internet.
Right, you're back.
Cool. So Dan and narrative work out what they want the story to be. They'll work out what type of mechanics they will need, whether they already have everything that they want, or whether they need new stuff.
Right.
If they need new things, then the missions code team will get stuck into adding new bits of gameplay there. If it's significantly different from other missions, then we'll also need to involve some more people, like UI design will need to add new theme icons and things like that. And yeah, narrative will do our mission texts. And with the new on-foot missions, there's also like some voice components to a lot of the missions, so that also needs audio to get those recorded.
Yeah, so it's a pretty wide, I guess, group of people that you have to touch base with in order to get just one new mission type across the line.
Yeah, like the ideal is that it only requires a small subset of that, so the designers and narrative can get it done. But sometimes we need new mechanics, which will require code to do things, like in update 8 with our mission contact stuff.
Okay, so you have provided some nice visuals for us, so I'm going to switch to the first one. And chat, don't worry, you're not going to be able to read this when I put it on the screen. Here it is. But this is Dom, and obviously I'm not going to tell you what this is because this is yours, but from my perspective, this is a sort of graph you use, and this is how a sort of mission is structured in terms of from start to finish. This is the kind of thing that we go through.
So yeah, I will assume that I know what you're showing.
This is the reboot mission graph.
I did have to close it down, but yeah. So if I'm looking at it on my screen now, basically this is what a mission template looks like. So this is the main screen of our mission templates, which is where all the bits get fitted together. You have a lot of these sort of green boxes, which are mission states. So we during a mission, we'll move between these states, and then the lines are transitions between the different states.
Could you give us an example of what one of these sort of mission states might be? These green boxes.
Right. Well, we can go through it.
Sure.
On the top line, the first thing is that is a state where we're traveling to the destination.
Mhm.
So the first thing it's doing is just giving you a panel entry, and also having a timeout so that if we waste too much time, it knows that it has to finish. It then has a mission progression element, which works out that we've arrived at the target
Right.
settlement, which is what progresses us into the next states, where we need to reboot the settlement.
Yeah. So, question here on the left. Chat probably can't see this, but I had a look earlier. The small sort of yellowish box that's for mission wrinkles, right? Am I correct?
The one in
On the left-hand side.
on the left-hand
Yeah, near the
side,
beginning.
between the two paths.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that there is checking whether we're going to have scavengers
Right.
in this mission. So the top path is we don't have any scavengers. It's just going to
Oh, internet spike. Chat. Hold firm. We're back. I think we're back, Dom. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, so the top one is it's just a reboot mission.
Right.
You plug it in and you're done. The bottom one is it's a reboot mission, but there are scavengers which you can optionally kill in order to get some extra cash.
Right. Yeah.
While also having to reboot the settlement.
Got it. Okay, so we move through the different states, and then we reach this end section here that's got a few more boxes. What's happening right at the end, Dom?
So right at the end, the thing with all the red lines going into it is the mission failure and abandon states.
Right.
So abandon is if at any point you press abandon on your transaction panel, which is fairly obvious.
Mhm.
The failure states are generally just from timeouts. So you didn't abandon it yourself, but you ran out of time. So that's the two sort of turquoisey states at the top.
Yeah.
Then next to those we have the red boxes. These are server transactions which do our bad things, so subtracting rep, influence, applying fines, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the green box,
Yep.
the bright green box, is our rewards.
Nice.
So that's giving us our reward choice, which we're getting from the hand-in, and it's giving us our extra credits if we killed the scavengers.
Right. Nice. So that is obviously that's a look at one mission, right? This is a fairly standard graph of one type of mission, how it works. I'm assuming we have this kind of thing for all the different types of missions in the game.
Yeah, so every type of mission will have a mission template.
Oh, I think we're good.
Yeah,
we're good. We had a small spike,
unique for that. Yeah, I'm very sorry
no,
about
don't worry
that.
about
I'm
it. Don't
literally doing nothing else on my connection.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I blame my ISP, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to name them because they feel
Yeah,
litigious.
best not. Cool. Yeah, so that's interesting. So let's talk about something else that you worked on specifically on Odyssey, which was the mission board. So we obviously got the new mission board in Odyssey. Can you talk a little bit about the process behind that and how that differs from the old one and the sort of challenges that you might have faced, or was it pretty straightforward in terms of getting it up and running?
So the new mission board was the product of a lot of looking at what people didn't like about the old mission board.
Right.
So we get used to be you'd open up the mission board and you'd wait an amount of time, find that you didn't there weren't any missions that you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and then leave. Sometimes now you can get to the dashboard fairly quickly. It will see the sort of types of missions that you want to do, and then you can go straight into those.
Yeah.
And only see the types of missions that you want to do, which is a much sort of cleaner flow.
Hmm.
What it also does is allow us to have more missions available for the players.
Right.
Because generally speaking, we will have more missions than we could have shown on, well, currently on the Horizons mission boards.
Hmm.
We have a limit of about 75 missions, which we can safely
Yeah.
deliver to people without like having a lot of people not being able to load it up quickly. Like a lot of people
Oh, small spike chat.
get in a little bit longer.
We're back. We're back. We heard most of that anyway. Don't worry.
But here we can use our full 75 missions, which we can send in
Hmm.
over for just the type which you want. So rather than going, I want 75 missions, and turns out 20 of those were delivery missions, but I want combat, I
Yeah.
can go, I just want combat missions, and I'll get
Nice.
all the ones which are available,
Yeah.
which could be 75, could be 50, but at least I'm getting the ones which I want,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
Indeed.
Also gives us a lot better filtering than the previous mission board, because we can filter by factions,
Yeah.
and we can have multiple factions filtered at the same time, which is good, because if I really don't want just this one faction, I can just filter them out, or if I want one or two factions, I can filter them in, whereas before I had to select each faction at a time and just look at their missions.
Right. That's true. Okay. So on the same front, you also implemented mission givers into Odyssey. Um, what was that? Obviously, they sort of have a different mechanic to a mission that you pick up from a mission board. Was that difficult to implement? Was there any interesting tidbits from that, or is it something that you pretty much oh, I know how to do this. I'm just going to implement it, and it's done.
So mission givers themselves, the majority of that wasn't me, that was Mike.
Right.
But I'm aware of the sort of challenges which we had with that. So at its very basic level, a mission giver in a social space is just a walking or stationary mission board,
Right.
but it only has one mission at a time. But the extra bits which we were able to layer on top of that by having it be this guy who's standing there and is able to talk to you, and do that gave us some flexibility, so we were able to do the negotiation system, so you can ask for more money, that sort of stuff. It allowed us to have a more personal narrative for some of the missions, so it's not just go there and do this. It's I want you to do this because of all this stuff, which allowed it to be potentially a lot a lot more meaningful.
Yeah, it
Uh,
sort of ties into the world more, right? You feel more like you're communicating
yeah,
with a person, etc. Yeah.
and like some people might not necessarily think that it does currently, but it does allow us to do that in the future as well, if
Hmm.
and lean into this a lot more. So that's exciting. But
Hmm.
yeah, the main things there which were sort of somewhat interesting and difficult were adding these extra bits, like the negotiation system, where we have to be able to have the negotiation, but stop it from always being the right choice to go give me lots of money,
Yeah.
um, or stopping you from being able to go give me lots of money and having no consequence from that,
Hmm.
um, which allows it to
Yeah.
be a thing which actually has some sort of agency in there.
Yeah.
You could also just never do negotiation at all if you don't
Just
want
accept
to,
them. Yeah.
but you can push it a bit.
Yeah.
So
Adaris in the chat asked the question. They say, "Are there any plans for NPC given space-based missions?" You don't have to say whether there are plans, but I guess is that something that the feature would be able to carry across to not just ground missions, but a mission giver could give a space mission, or would that require a decent amount of work? Oh, small spike. Hang on, chat.
uh, there's
We're back. We're good. We're good.
there's no actual limitation to what missions each people can, like the mission board on foot or in your ship, or mission givers can actually give you,
Right.
apart from the mechanical limitations that we have given to that mission template.
Mhm.
So in a mission, for every mission template, there is a mission selection document, which basically dictates the chances of that being generated. So it has a base chance, and it also has lots of different levers being hooked into the background sim, like government types, economy types, that sort of stuff. And there's also who can it be given by. And at the moment, all of the missions into space are not able to be given by mission givers on foot or on foot mission boards,
Right.
excepting the ones which you have to go to POIs for,
Mhm.
which technically you could say were a space mission because you have to fly them yourself rather than having an Apex carry you there, but not really. Like
Yeah.
it is an on-foot mission, you just have to fly there yourself.
Yeah.
And because everybody has a Sidewinder, they are able to do that on predominantly on foot.
Yeah.
Um, what's actually stopping us doing in-space missions from mission givers? Nothing really. It's a thing which we are aware of the desire for. It's a thing which we've been thinking about for a while. But the main sort of thrust of our initial mission sort of cohort
Mm.
was to have on foot missions
Yeah.
being in a good place coming from on foot sources, and keep our space missions separate for now.
Yep.
And we can add some more in later.
So before we touch on some of that stuff in terms of the sort of foundation we're setting up in update 8, you did also send across a pretty cool graphic that I'm going to put on the screen now. I'm going to put both of them on the screen, Dom. I know you can't see, but I'll explain. So we're showing the Beyond version and the Odyssey version on the screen right now. So this is, again, I'm a layman, chat. This is how we sort of spread out the missions throughout from the center point of where you are, I guess.
Not quite. So I will imagine how you've
I've got
them
Beyond on the
displayed.
left and then Odyssey on the right.
Okay. So what we have for both of these is in the top left corner we have Colonia, which this is not in any way to scale. Colonia is up in the top left, and then we have a bubble in the middle. And what this is showing is how we consider locations to send you from a system to, like, so which systems a mission is allowed to consider as a destination or a target. So for simplicity, the middle is where we are. It's slap bang in the middle of the populated bubble, and we are trying to generate a mission. So the green box is 20 light years around us in both of these, and that is always considered 20 light years around us is always considered as a place which I could send you for a mission.
Right.
The yellow boxes are in Beyond, they're 12 light years, but in Odyssey they're also 20 light years. And these are just randomly projected in the bubble. We have a number of these. I can't remember exactly how many, but let's say we have more than 10. But let's say we have 10.
Right.
So we will choose one of those extra bubbles, which will allow us to have sort of slightly range years, but less than 22,000 light years usually, because only a few missions will work on those. The bubbles, it's a few hundred light years in each direction from the center, so it's sort of close by, but not necessarily very close by. So we'll choose one of those in Beyond,
Right.
And we'll choose one of those in Odyssey as well. But another thing which we did in Odyssey was make it so that we also consider the orange bubbles, which is all of the yellow bubbles which are sort of overlapping with our green in any way.
Right. Okay.
So that allows us a lot more variety of where we can send people. It's not just like if we say that the mission can go within 50 light years, it's now got a lot more places it could potentially go.
Okay. Got it. Right, interesting. Yeah, so there you go, chat. That is how we sort of spread out the mission board and where it works from. Yes, that's
Yeah,
interesting. Thanks, Tom.
and Colonia up in the top left
Yeah,
is always considered, but it's basically only used for like very long range passenger missions
right.
or very long range
Makes sense.
courier missions.
Yeah,
Like generally speaking, a mission won't go okay anywhere in the range of 22,000 light years is fair game, but it's there in case it's needed.
yep. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to move on very quickly to some update 8 stuff because I'm conscious of time. But Valeric, asked a question in chat for Dom. Are combined missions something you guys are looking into? For example, part of a mission in space, then the next objective is on foot, etc. Is that something that, we're looking into the technicality of, etc.?
So it's nothing which we can really say right now, but it is something which we've been considering.
Oh, small spike, small spike. One sec. You back. You back.
Yeah, so it's something we've been considering, but there's nothing which we can really say right now because
Yeah.
it's not in the position which we're sort of looking at those right now. There's a little bit of that coming in update 8.
Yeah, tiny, like a sort of like a tiny amount. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little crumb of it coming in update 8, but I wouldn't say that it really is a combined like in the way which you're asking. I wouldn't say it's a combined mission.
I agree. Okay, so with that in mind, let's talk a little bit about update 8. So I've got a few things to show, chat, and we're going to keep Dom with us for probably the next 5 minutes just to go over the first part, which is missions. But again, just in case you missed it, update 8 is now due next week. So we're giving you a bit of an insight into what is coming in update 8 today, but the actual update itself is now due for next week. Okay, and again, before I start showing things on screen, please remember that anything that we show at the minute is in development, subject to change. You know the drill, chat. Okay, so Dom, we're going to start in terms of update 8 with some of the small mission extensions and wrinkles that are coming, which is stuff that obviously you've had a bit of a hand in. So, firstly, we've got AI fleeing coming, Dom. Is that correct?
Yeah, so now for some assassination missions, your target can sort of get spooked by you and will try and run away and get to a ship and take off, which will, I believe, if they manage to take off and leave, then that's game over.
Yeah, that's a mission failure. Yeah. So
but you can obviously catch them
yeah,
while they're
beforehand.
on
Yeah.
their way.
So I was speaking to Daniel, the designer, about this as well, and he said that the idea, whether it's implemented in 8 or not, is that you should know ahead of time who is a flight risk. So you'll have a bit of an idea before you go into a mission whether that person is potentially going to run away, so you can handle the mission with that in mind.
Yeah, so when I was sort of testing these out the other day, trying to sort out a bug which we'd noticed, there was an inbox message telling us that there were a flight risk ahead of time, so so that we would be able to be prepared for the eventuality.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's made it into update 8 or if that's going to be sort
Something that
of
comes
coming
later on.
slightly afterwards, but yeah, that is the intention, is that you don't necessarily not know that it's going to be a thing,
Yeah.
that you are able to prepare for it.
Yeah. People saying, yeah, chasing him down in the future update will be amazing. Yeah, I agree. We can. That's the sort of thing that we're gonna, think about on a technical basis later on down the line. I agree. Okay, next couple of things, Dom. Hunting ships. So this is if you get caught during a mission, something. There's now a chance that you may get interdicted. Is that correct?
Yeah. So now, if you commit crimes like murdering people, then there's a chance that some bounty hunters can be sent after you, who will follow you in Supercruise if you have your own ship. If you're using Apex shuttles, then they won't, because obviously you've not got a chance to shoot back. But if you're flying your own ship, you'll be able to. This is the crumb of the combining of ship gameplay and on-foot gameplay, where as you are leaving, they might be waiting in Supercruise to
Mhm.
pounce on you, and you can shoot them down or die.
One
However,
of the two.
whatever the case may be, but yeah, they'll be hunting
Oh, small
with you
spike.
in
Yeah, maybe
sort of
hunting.
bounty hunter ships.
Nice. Okay, and the last thing that I want to talk about very briefly, and I've got a couple of short videos for this, are the mission
Someone in
contacts.
chat says that
Go on.
we're a black screen
Yeah,
at the
that's fine.
moment.
It was meant to be a black screen. It's not black now. You can see we're now seeing a mission collection DOM. So this is somebody collecting from an NPC that we're seeing on screen. There we go. So this is basically similar to the missions where you would go and pick up like something from a box, right? But now we get the opportunity to actually interact with a human being.
I'll imagine that I saw what you were sharing. So yeah, mission contacts now exist for collect and delivery. So with mission collection, you will have been told by either a mission board or a mission giver NPC to go to a settlement, talk to a contact, and collect your item,
Yeah,
and come back. So this is it is similar to going to the box and picking it up, but it adds that sort of little bit of humanity into the process,
yeah,
which obviously in the future can be elaborated on and made more cool. But for now, it adds that a little bit of sort of life into a settlement,
yeah.
which I think is pretty cool.
Breaker of World says if you shoot the mission contact, will they react?
Yes, if you shoot the mission contact, then they will not be happy, and they will. Well, the rest of the settlement will also probably not be happy, but they will stop standing there waiting for you to collect items from them, and will probably shoot you.
Yep. Sandsnap says, do we get the location of the contact when we arrive, or do we have to search for them in the computer? I believe you have to still use the terminal to track them down on the settlement.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Small spike.
They don't
Yeah,
have any sort of broadcasting.
makes sense. Cool. So like you said, these two things are on the surface, I guess, relatively small tweak to the current missions in terms of collecting. But like you said, they very much set a foundation of, now we have this mechanic that we can interact with a human NPC within a mission, and we can obviously work from that as a foundation and see what we can do in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Like it lays the foundation for having our conversation graph system allow us to interact with missions in that sort of way, and to interrogate the player's inventory to see, do you have space for items? Can I give you can I take an item from you, which you have for me? We can add more bits to that later. We can have them as just sort of an interstitial conversation potentially. Like there could be a mission where this is not necessarily planned at all, but let's say you were doing an investigation and you had to go and talk to somebody. We could have a contact and you just go and have a chat with them,
Mm-hmm.
and then go and do something else. It doesn't
Right.
necessarily have to be, I'm handing you an item or you're handing me an item. It could just be, this is a person to go and talk to.
Then you get some
Let's
more.
let's have a lovely chat and let's have some exposition, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So there you go, chat. There's some of the mission extensions coming in update 8. There are more coming in the further updates, but these are the things that you can expect coming next week in update 8. Dom, I'm conscious of time. Before you go, have you got anything else that I've missed that you wanted to touch on, or anything at all?
I think we covered everything which I had in the notes, but yeah, just
Nice. Small spike. We're
hopefully
back. We're back.
and hopefully at some point I get good internet which
Maybe.
doesn't
Yeah,
spike all
that
the
would be nice next time you're
time.
on. But yeah, it's been fine. Honestly, I'm sure chat has very much appreciated your stopping by to discuss missions and some of the things coming in update 8. So thanks, Dom. I'm sure we'll have you on again, like you said, in the future. I spoke to Daniel as well. It'd be nice to get Daniel on at some point to talk a bit about things coming in update 9, maybe. But yeah, what we'll do, chat, is we'll go to a be right back screen for a minute or two, just so I can get set up, and then we'll return with some more stuff about update 8, and then we've got some community stuff. I'm conscious of the time, chat, but maybe we just run it. Maybe we just keep going and get through everything. Okay. Thank you, Dom, and we'll be back very soon. Hello, chat. I return. How is everybody doing? How did you find that segment with Dom? I thought it was pretty interesting because I was learning some new stuff that I didn't actually know myself. So yeah, welcome on back. What does back soon mean? It means we'll be back soon, Creeper. We are indeed back. Hello, Bitstorm. Robert says excellent, nice. Tamara says that was great, awesome. Where can I find the system from video where the moon is so close to an Earth-like planet? Interesting question, John. I actually thought the same thing, and I don't know the answer. But I'm sure a lot of people in chat can send you to a specific or a similar system. I know the Bears have a sort of they've made themselves a nice base on a planet that looks very similar to that kind of thing. That was great, thank you. No worries. It was good. Exclamation point Bruce, indeed, in the chat. Exclamation point Bruce. Any info on the combat SRV today? Says Drexia. No, there will not be any info on the combat SRV, unfortunately. That is not due in update 8, which is what we're talking about today. Girl Scout says, very nice stream. Thank you, Girl Scout. Okay, so, yeah, I said before, chat, that I realised that we usually stream for an hour, and I've got some more stuff to talk about, so maybe I should just keep it running and we'll get through it. And, you know, I'm not in a rush if you're not in a rush, chat. Let's just have a nice time. Oh, I also saw someone in the chat asking about anarchy stuff earlier. That is something that we are aware of and working on. Sorry that it's taken us a while, but it's a pretty complicated situation that we are having heavy, heavy discussions with every day and working on that. Great to hear from Dom again. It was hard to pull him away from his work. It was, but Dom was great. Dom was, obviously, you all know, chat. Dom's really, really nice and really useful. I've got to go back to work after the stream, so please keep going. Does your work mean, Andrew Johnson, that you go back to work once I finish? What happens if I just stream the rest of the evening? I need to get another beer, do some padding, please. We're not going to do any padding or stig. In fact, now you've said that, I'm going to move right on to the next section, which, hopefully, chat, I've set up a nice solo content holder screen for me. So hopefully this works. If not, bear with me. Okay, so we're back on our content screen. You can all hear me, which is good. Just do a 24-hour stream. No, I don't think I'll do a 24-hour stream today. Oh, Dom's in the chat there. 07. Sorry about the spike. Don't worry about it, Dom. We all very much appreciated you sparing your time for us today. Okay. So, next up in Update 8, I want to briefly touch on the Colonia Engineers. So, here is the first of them. This is Baltanos. So, there are going to be 4 engineers in total that head into the Colonia region. They offer all the respective mods that the bubble equivalents do, with the exception of all the mods that are at the end of a chain. So the unique mods that you might find in the bubble. I'll explain more as we go, but the first 3 engineers that I'm about to show you don't offer those unique things. So things like night vision, etc. So this here is Baltanos, and he's a dynamic engineer. So he'll be offering things like weapon suppression, handling changes, jump assists, and more stuff for him. We have got Eleanor, and she is the Force type engineer, and she'll be offering things like changes to clip size, more ammo, shield regen, and more stuff like that. And Rosa, who we introduced in a development update quite a while back now, she is a Force type, so she'll be offering things like changes to clip size, more ammo, shield regen, and stuff like that. And the final one is Mr. Yi Shen. So Yi Shen is interesting in that he is we're sort of calling him a hybrid type engineer, and he will offer mods that are exclusive to one engineer in the bubble. So, for example, Yi Shen will be offering the things like night vision and quiet footsteps. So he's going to be one, if you're in Colonia, he's certainly one that you're going to be wanting to unlock. But the sort of idea we had is that we don't want there to be too much difference between Colonia and the bubble in terms of the engineers available and what you can get. Obviously, because players just choose to play in a different part of the galaxy. But this is our solution to make it interesting. You want to get to Yi Shen, and so he's gonna offer these sort of unique mods that you would find in the bubble too. So that is the Colonia Engineers that are coming in Update 8. As always, we'll keep an eye on your feedback and see if there's anything we can change or tweak, etc. based on what you say. Okay, next up, chat, we have got some emote stuff. So as we've talked about before, emotes are coming in Update 8. There's going to be a number of them available to you. These are all going to be added to the game in Update 8. You'll have them in a little wheel in the bottom left of your screen, which I'll show very shortly. But one of the emotes is the point emote. And so I've got a video of the point emote in action. And it is worth noting that the point emote itself can be set to a keybind. So you don't actually have to go into the wheel for the point emote. You can just set that to a shortcut on your keyboard. And one thing to note from this video is that if you do point at something that obviously is recognized, then it will leave a tag on the screen so that, people can see what you pointed at. Pretty standard stuff, chat. Spider-Man meme incoming. I hope to see that, Marcus. I very much hope to see that. So yeah, you can see there's different kind of things that you can point at. So it could be a commander, it could be a container, it could be a ship, etc., or like a settlement defense, and that will leave it for a time on the map, on the HUD for you. Like it says, you love it, nice. Drexia, nice. Dunkel says nice keybinds. Girl Scout says tagging, OMG, yes. Nice. Ray says love it. Commander of Scorpius, there's gold here. Exactly. Ping is good, nice. What you're showing us doesn't actually leave a tag. So it does leave the tag. If you look, whenever you point at something, it will leave that tag. It will happen in the ship now. So when if the ship is so far away, you can point at it, but it's not going to leave a tag. The closer you get, you'll then see, if you look closely right now, the tag has appeared. And so if you move behind a container or something, you'll still be able to see that tag. And I guess I'll also show you while I've got the video. So in the bottom left, this is the alternate way that you use emotes. This is how you're going to use the other types of emotes. So obviously you've got your points again, but you have the entire wheel. Creeperman says, this is a lot of leaks. The thing is, Creeperman, that I am officially representing the game right now. These aren't leaks, sorry. People saying, merging the animation so you don't holster your gun would make it perfect. Yeah, so 100%, this is the first iteration of emotes. 100% we'll be listening to your feedback. We're already looking internally at streamlining this kind of thing, etc., but please bear with us while we implement this, get it in the game, take on board your feedback and what works, what might need tweaking. But hopefully that is a nice little touch to the emotes that is actually going to be useful for you in sort of strategic gameplay. Okay, what have I got next for you, chat? Where am I up to? Okay, got it. So, last thing that I've got to talk to you about from Update 8 is Megaship Interiors. So, Can you point another commander pointing at you? Says Alaska. I want to recreate the famous Spider-Man meme. Yes. I will be recreating that meme immediately. So yes. Second bind to bring up the emotes wheel. Yeah, I agree. That would be nice. I can certainly ask for that. Hopefully they can all be keybinded. I don't think so. Oh, the launch of Update 8, I don't believe that they can all be keybinded. I might be wrong, but I know that that's something that we're looking into as well. Yay, Spider-Man meme. Nice. Giuseppe, yes. Okay, so Megaship Interiors. So, in case you don't know, Megaship Interiors are coming in Update 8. They are very much going to be another social space, so that, you know, if you're out and you're tired of being in a starport, or maybe you're on a CG, or etc., you might want to head to a Megaship, and you might want to walk around inside that Megaship. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play you a video of said Megaship Interior, and then I'll come back. So it's about 2 minutes, and please remember, chat, all of this is in development stuff. So here's a look at the Megaship social spaces.
Hey, Commander, what can I get for you?
Taste it.
You looking for a new weapon or to upgrade an old one?
Natural. Unmistakable. Something.
Dangerous out there.
Just last week, I got caught up in a pirate raid. Barely made it out alive.
Okay, there we go, chat. That's your first look at Megaship Interiors coming to Odyssey in Update 8. I saw a few people in the chat saying things like, oh, that's not a Stargate. It's not, unfortunately, a Stargate. One sec. Let me see if I can... Where is it? I'll just play the video in the background while I talk a little bit. Also, Dom messaged me just now while the video was playing and said, to quote him on this, that the emotes will, you'll be able to separately keybind the emotes, and the wheel itself will have its own keybind. So hopefully that will make it into Update 8. If not, I'm sure that means it's probably on the move. Clearly a Stargate, says Ostrich. Megaships are cool with the interior. Creeperman said, can I program? Very, very light programming from me, Creeperman. I'm only capable of doing very light stuff. Commander Nexus says, I would say that Frontline is one of the most game-changing aspects to be added to fleet carriers. So, interesting, in terms of Megaship Interiors, what they will be like is basically, let me try and get my words right. If a Megaship offers a service, so for example, the Vista Genomics, then obviously some megaships will offer Vista genomics, but then some won't. And this is what it would look like if the megaship doesn't offer Vista genomics. So different megaships will offer different services depending on what they're used for, and what the starport services are. So, for example, when you saw Inter Astra in the video, if the megaship has a shipyard, it will likely have Inter Astra in the social space too. What else have I got? I've got a few more pictures actually. I'll just quickly go through them. So here is a nice look at the bar inside the megaship. It's also worth noting that the interior color palette of the megaship interior will change depending on the economy of the megaship, and that I actually spoke to Simon, who designed these megaship interiors, and he said that they're designed to look more utilitarian and less commercial than the existing starport, with less emphasis on advertising and decoration, with gantry pieces, exposed piping in the ceiling, and ventilation shafts, all to help make the space feel less comfortable and more about function. So that is a bit on the sort of design and the look of megaship interiors. So someone asked about the window view. So that is the sort of view from the bar. And then I believe if you go right up to the window, this is the sort of view that you're going to be getting from this particular megaship. Commander Andrew Johnson says, are we getting the changes to starport interiors in update 8? If you mean the megaship interiors, yes, this is update 8. Serafusial says, so no outside view, called it. I'm showing you right now, Serafusial. This is the outside view that you can see from the window. Rexy says, nice, super cool, awesome. Can we please order beer at the bar? We're aware that is a very, very common request. Not right now, but maybe. Darren, hello. How you doing, Darren? If you have anything to add, Darren, who's a designer here on Elite, feel free to do so in the chat. Oh, actually, speaking of Darren, this is one of Darren's ideas I do want to quickly talk about, and that is escape pods. So I'll play the video again while I talk. So escape pods are basically a necessity within a megaship interior. Basically, what they will do is you can head over to an escape pod, and if you interact with them, they will return you to your last safe location. And so how that works is a megaship is not classed as a safe location. It's an unsafe location, basically because the megaship can obviously move, and you might end up being stranded if you don't have a ship, or there's no apex, or you don't have any money. Without the escape pod, you could just end up being stranded on this megaship forever, or until it comes back into the bubble that you can move from. So the escape pod will basically just take you back to a safe spot, which will likely be a starport or a station that's within the bubble, or within range for you to travel somewhere else or get a ship, etc. So that will basically be put in place so that you can't end up being stuck out in the middle of nowhere with no way to get out. So yeah, Darren's in the chat. I know a lot of you saying that's a good idea. You can thank Darren directly. I'm sure he's reading the chat. He came up with that, and a lot of the interior stuff that you're seeing, to be fair, as well. Okay, so yeah, that's Megaship Interiors, chat. That's what we're expecting in update 8. Obviously, what you're seeing right now is in development. There is a chance that some of this might change depending on processes that we go through. But yeah, that is, in a nutshell, chat, that is update 8. That is a lot of the stuff coming in update 8. There's obviously way more that I've not really been able to talk about today, and stuff that doesn't really work to show on stream, but is in the update, along with obviously a lot of fixes, etc. So that will be coming next week. I hope you enjoyed that that sort of overview of the features, because I do want to do these more. It is something that we're all working on. Jack says you can actually use the escape pods. Yeah, you can interact with the escape pods, and then it will just, I believe it will fade you back to a starport. Right, so what should I talk about now? It is past, but I do kind of want to show some other stuff, some community bits. So why don't we do that, chat? That is everything I've got on the game. So if you're here for development stuff, that is everything. That is our hour of development info. Now I'm going to spend the next 10 to 20 minutes talking about the amazing stuff that you've been doing in the community. So if you are leaving, thank you for dropping by. If you are staying, thank you. Let's have a look and let's dive into some of the stuff that the community are up to, shall we? Okay, so what have I got first on my list? I've got this from Deep Lobster. This is apparently they had an 8-hour journey ahead of them, chat. What do you think about this? This is a sort of on-the-go setup. I mean, it seems like they've installed a desk in the back of the car, which is pretty impressive going, to be honest. Are there fleet carrier interiors, says Tim. So fleet carrier interiors are in the works, but they are not coming in Update 8. They are coming later down the line. Impressive, says Arborich. Amazing, says Trifemius, I'm going to guess. That looks like my setup at home, but without the hotels. Well, everyone starts somewhere. Nice. Okay. Next up, we have got a video from Oh Maybe a Triple, which is a great name. It's a very short video, but this is, if you notice in the bottom right, the hull is on 1%, and the enemy has decided to just basically drop out of the frame shift right in front of them and probably just take them out the old-fashioned way. It probably works, chat. I could watch this on repeat, it makes me laugh, but I know I'm over time, so I'll move on, but great video. Okay, next up is this system that was discovered by 17 memes a row, I'm guessing, so, or in a row maybe, on Reddit. They found this system that has 97 bodies in it. Chat. Now, I typically like to explore when I play Elite, but is this something that, you know, do you come across 97-bodied planets often, systems often, or is this new to you as well? Has anyone topped 97 before? I'd be interested to know if they have. Not 100, says Astro Criminal. It's not, that's true. 80, says Deo. The record is 150 plus, says Orange Phoenix. Biggest I visited is 105, says Brother Sabathius. Infwhale says they've seen 143, but it's rare. Max is 81. Yeah, so it seems like a lot of people top out around here, maybe a bit less. Some people have discovered some that are a bit over 100, but that seems pretty rare. But yeah, great spot from 17 memes in a row, I'm guessing. Okay, next up, we have got another incredible contribution from Beetlejuice. This is a wireframe lino cut print, and I'm not going to begin to explain what that means, chat, but what I did want to do is share the image with you because it's pretty nice, it's pretty well done. So yeah, here is a wireframe lino cut print. If anyone in chat knows what this is, Beetlejuice might even be in chat. They can explain the process. Maybe that would be pretty cool. It's carved and then used as a stamp. Interesting. So you carve out the detail and then stamp it on ink. Well, stamp the ink and then onto paper. What is your best exploration ship? Mine is a Crate Phantom. I agree, mine is also the Crate Phantom. That's a 84 2021 crossover, it is, yeah. It is indeed a mashup, it's very nice. Okay, next up, last stuff that I've got from the community before we dive into stellar screenshots. Is, of course, they left me by myself, chat, to do this stream. So we're going to talk a bit about Lego. So this is from JP Man, I believe, on Reddit. And this is a Sidewinder that they built based on Beef1213's design. If you don't know, Beef1213 is the legendary Lego designer in the world of Elite Dangerous. So this is a tiny little Sidewinder. And also, which I think is even nicer, is this tiny little hauler that was also by JP Man. Lovely stuff. There's a lot of sort of detail that goes into this hauler that on such a smaller scale that you don't actually think would be there, but you know, you can see all the different sort of like you've got the grid iron stuff on the bottom on the back. You've got the nice gaps that probably aren't space safe, but still very nice. The hauler is kind of great. I agree, Celine. I wish they made a life-size ship, Creeper Man. That would be cool. A Lego life-size elite ship. I'd take it. Okay, next up. Yes, we are talking about Lego now. Speaking of Lego, we've got some more contributions. This one is a Cobra Mark III from the Diamond Kiwi. I think this is a really, really nice job. They didn't say specifically where they got the design from. Maybe this was another beef, or maybe this was one from the Diamond Kiwi themselves. But either way, very nice. Very nice. And they also worked on this Imperial Clipper, which is really, really impressive. So well done, the Diamond Kiwi. As always, chat, if you have Lego Elite ships, send them to me, because I will... You know what? They tend to get on stream 99% of the time, because I love talking about Lego, and I love talking about Elite Dangerous, so when you put them both together, it's going to be on the stream. Very nice. Julia Romeo likes that one. Nicely done, says Marcus. Very nice. Alright then, so last thing for today, chat, we're going to go over the Stellar Screenshots. So, Stellar Screenshots, this is our weekly photography competition that you can enter over on the forums in the Stellar Screenshots thread, on Twitter using the hashtag Stellar Screenshots, or on Facebook if you find the latest Stellar Screenshots post and then post your image underneath that. So basically, the gist is you take a nice shot in Elite Dangerous and then you submit it, and there's a chance that you could, 1, be featured on stream and on our socials, and 2, earn yourself a pretty cool exclusive paint job for the Asp Explorer. So we're going to go through all of them now, this week's winners. Heather says this pick is my favourite of all time, which is a strong, strong claim, but I don't, you know what, I'm not against that claim. This one's from Commander Caprica 14, right? 14. And this is a really spectacular shot. They've got everything in this shot, right? They've got... I just don't know. I don't know where to begin, chat. Any rules about editing the images? No, you can use Photoshop if you want. Yurisaki looks like a poster. I agree, it does. Right, Keanu Reeves meme, whoa, I agree. So nice, says Giuseppe. Yeah, really well done, Caprica. Stunning shot, says Osric. Very nice. Okay, next up. This one is actually my favourite that I've seen in a long time. And I don't know how they've done this. I'm assuming maybe they've edited this one, because I can't imagine seeing this anywhere else unless it's just as they're leaving a sort of atmosphere of a planet. This was from Commander Conan 02. Yeah, this one looks really much like a sort of sci-fi book cover or a wallpaper, or like, it's stunning. It's really well done. And I think if you're in the chat, Conan, please tell me how you did this. If not, message me. Inverted colours, says Elfenna. It could be, potentially. But either way, it's a really nice shot. Love it. In front of a star, perhaps, says Orange Phoenix. Atmosphere, you can see 2 stars on the left, says Cone. That's true. White supergiant star with depth of field bokeh effect. Could be. A lot of exposure could also be that. Okay, next up, this one's from Duchess Elysium. Now, this is a very sort of... We've changed the pace drastically here, chat. Now we're in sort of, you know, very eerie feel. Very nice shot, though. Nice use of the old sort of Fargoid mist, fog, green stuff. Very nice. Super creepy. Love it. Alien vibes, I agree. October, that is true. It's very October friendly, says Poison. I agree. And Paul himself is a very October friendly person, so it's likely in the next week or two we see a lot more of this kind of imagery. Yurusaki says we need more of those places. Okay. Yeah, very nice. Okay, next up, this one is from Commander FX2K. It looks like they have obviously come across another pretty spooky situation, chat, with the Fargoids, and they've stopped to take, you know, maybe they're sort of You know, the sort of journalists that when a journalist is in an area that you have to just leave them alone and they're sort of neutral entity. I'm assuming that's what the commander is here. They're just a neutral entity. They're there to take the photo and record, and then they're out. But yeah, very nice. Okay, next up, this one's from Commander Gauntlet. Cool shot. Very nice angle that we don't see a lot of, actually. So if you know, we like it when people change up the from the norm, I guess, in stellar screenshots. And this one I would 100% say is different from the usual stuff that we get in. Not that that's not great, but I really like to see variations in terms of camera angle, and the Mamba is really nice for this kind of thing. Yep, very nice. Okay, next up, this one's from Commander Heavy G. Another Fargoid shot today. Very nice. It's got a nice contrast between obviously the white of the moon, I'm guessing, or the planet, and then space. And then they've really focused in on this sort of crash site here. Very nice. Yep, nice one, Ever. Very nice. Best shot ever, says Osric. It's cool. Okay. Fargoid having a rest in the snow, potentially. Okay, next up. This one is from Commander Kid04 Ever. Nice pink hue on this one. This is one that Sally, I think, would 100% appreciate if she was on the stream today. I'm sure she's probably seen this somewhere on the internet already. But really nice shot and great use of the lighting on this one. Very nice. Okay, next up, this one is from Commander Logic_me. Is this a spiky boy, chat? I can see the spiky boys in the left, but this looks like maybe it's a different type of entity. Chat, you'll be able to tell me, right, which one this is exactly. Either way, cool shot. Very nice to frame the perspective right on this. It's very nice. The Perduncle. It's a Perduncle tree. There we go. That's what it is. It's a Perduncle. Great name. Nice. Yep, very nice shots from Logic Me. Okay, next up, this one's from Commander Rebooting. This one is like, I saw this one earlier. This one gives me trailer vibes. This is the sort of thing I would expect from a trailer. Looks like a Cobra. And then we've got, you know, the sort of cinematic. It looks like there's a sort of cinematic filter on it. I really like it. Very nice. Very different as well. We don't usually see shots from inside the hangar that make it into still screenshots, but this one 100% fits the bill. Okay, and last but not least is this one from Commander Sleepfish L, which will also be the thumbnail on today's show, I believe. Very nice pink hue again. Sally will like this one. And they found a huge crater with a pretty, you know, big drop off, which is a pretty nice planet they've come across. Yeah, very nice. That Fox Goku likes the colours, indeed. Super crater, indeed. Yeah, very nice. Really nice. Cool. Right, so chat. That is everything. It's been on my end, chat, it's been a bumper show. That's the wrong screen. There we go. It's been a bumper show to organise, but I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed putting that together, and I really enjoyed listening to you and talking to you in the chat whilst we went through it all. So yeah, if you missed the first sort of hour of this stream, I recommend that you check out the VOD that goes up straight after if you're interested in development stuff, because we had Dom on, who's a programmer on Elite, who was great. And then we talked a lot about some of the stuff that's coming in Update 8. Oh, no worries. You're welcome. You're all very welcome. Okay, so what I'll probably do, chat, as always, is find someone to raid. So if you can, please stick around and please be friendly to the person that we raid if we do end up dropping someone a raid. No, you're welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. We appreciate it, as always. And yeah, we'll be in touch. So we'll be back on, what day is it? Tuesday. We're back on Thursday with I believe, an Odyssey open play stream, which were always good fun. And then, yeah, next week next week is when Update 8 is scheduled for. Yeah, thanks, Zach, Dom, and Darren. Yep, Darren stopped by too. Yep, 0707. Okay, right. I'm going to leave it there, chat. So, as always, thank you for watching. Have a great week. 07.